Assalamualaikum. I, Sayyida Tuba Zedi, roll number BP1650232, group number 50. My topic of presentation is endometriosis, pharmacy practice. Outlines are introduction, risk factor, etiology, theories, sites, clinical features, classification, investigations, management, and case study. Introduction. It is initially described in 1860 as a clinical and pathological entity. It is a painful disorder defined as presence of endometrial tissue, both glands and stroma, outside the uterus. It is characterized by the presence of tissue resembling morphologically and functionally similar to endometrial tissue responds to hormones in cyclical manner. It is not a neoplastic condition, but malignant transformation is possible. Risk factors are nulliparous 50 to 70%, age 30 to 40 years most common, early menarche, late marriage, menopause, short menstrual cycle less than 27 days, heavy menstrual cycles longer than 7 days, higher levels of estrogen in your body, or greater lifetime exposure to estrogen, low BMI, family history, genital tract abnormalities. Etiology. There are certain theories regarding endometriosis includes retrograde menstruation, transformation of peritoneal cells, embryonic cell transformation, surgical scar implantation, endometrial cell transport, immune system disorder. Sites are pelvic sites and extrapelvic sites, but ovaries are most common site. Other sites are fallopian tubes, uterus, peritoneum, uterovesical fold, posterior cul-de-sac, and pelvic side wall, while extrapelvic sites are bowel, lungs and pleural cavity, vulva, vagina, cervix, umbilicus, skin involving scars, lymph glands, nerves, and brain. Clinical features. Symptoms includes pain. Pain is a classical triad, includes dysmenorrhea, dyspareunia, and deep-seated pelvic pain. Commence before onset of menses and continue throughout the menstrual period. Also has a cyclical nature. Deep dyspareunia due to stretching of involved tissue during intercourse, fixed retroverted uterus or involvement of uterosacrals and rectovaginal septum. Dysuria in extragenital endometriosis. Abnormal bleeding may include premenstrual spotting, polymenorrhea, and menometrorrhagia. Infertility present in majority of the women with endometriosis. Advanced disease, adhesions, and fixity results in structural damage to the tubes and ovaries, impairs tubo-ovarian mobility. Ovarian problems. Anovulation, luteinized unruptured follicle, oocyte maturation defects, tubal problems, altered tubal motility or ovum pickup, peritoneal factors, intraperitoneal inflammation, sperm problems, phagocytosis by macrophages, inactivation by antibodies, endometrium, luteal phase defect, implantation defects. Other symptoms involve extrapelvic endometriosis with cyclical rectal bleeding or hematuria, scar endometriosis with cyclical pain and bleeding at scar, umbilical endometriosis present as umbilical mass with cyclical pain, while pulmonary endometriosis can be present as cyclical hemoptysis and hemothorax. Signs are dysmenorrhea, dyspareunia, tenderness, nodulity in cul-de-sac, deep-seated pelvic pain, fixed retroverted uterus, adnexal tenderness, and masses. Investigations. Transvaginal ultrasound scan. Retroverted uterus with obliteration of the cul-de-sac and bilateral complex adnexal masses may be suggestive. Helps to differentiate endometriosis from other complexes like dermoids. CA125 is a tumor marker. Increase in moderate to severe endometriosis can also increase in non-mucinous epithelial ovarian cancers. Laparoscopy. Gold standard during laparoscopy, entire pelvis should be examined systematically in clockwise or counterclockwise direction. Aims are detection and biopsy of lesion, staging disease, and laparoscopic surgical treatment. CT and MRI. Color Doppler flow for increased vascularity, cystoscopy when involvement of bladder occur, sigmoidoscopy if the woman develop bowel symptoms, anti-endometrial antibodies, and TNF. Histology. Histologic confirmation is essential. On microscopy, typical endometrial implant with endometrial glands and stroma. Classification. Classify in 4 stages. Stage 1 minimum score 1 to 5. Stage 2 mild score 6 to 10. Stage 3 moderate score 16 to 40. Stage 4 severe score greater than 40 with involvement of bowel and bladder. Management with supportive treatment, drug treatment, combined oral contraceptives, danazol, gonadotropin releasing hormone, RU486, minimal invasive surgery, laparotomy, combined therapy. Complications are infertility, ovarian cancer, adenocarcinoma. Now, the case study. A 34-year-old female currently completing her PhD. She leads a busy lifestyle with an active social life. She presents to your pharmacy requesting some advice in regards to her period pain. You notice she has some ibuprofen to purchase. Subjective presenting complaint. 34-year-old lady weighing 54 kg came with the complaint of pain in her periods recently. History of presenting complaint. According to her, she was in usual state of health as she developed painful cramping pain in lower abdomen during menstruations recently. She tell you that she is concerned because as before this recent onset of the pain, her periods were pain-free. And recently she has felt some pain between periods too and has noticed some spotting. Why? She has no history of vaginal discharge, menorrhagia, or any rectal pain. Then, after listening her, the pharmacist advised you must consult your doctor for dysmenorrhea and intramenstrual bleeding. Then she visited to gynecologist for her workup. Why? She has no significant past medical history or surgical history. Objective. Thin-looking, oriented lady lying uncomfortably on examination couch, having vitals, blood pressure 134 by 87 mm of mercury, pulse 100 beats per minute, respiratory rate 38 beats per minute, temperature 98 Fahrenheit. Abdominal examination. Soft, non-tender, except lower abdomen. Bimanual pelvic examination and an axial tenderness positive, while other systemic examination is unremarkable. Assessment. On the basis of history and examination, the doctor advised her transvaginal ultrasonography, which findings are suggestive of endometriosis. Then she advised her CA125 and histology for further workup and diagnoses her a case of endometriosis. Plan. Supportive care involves pain management to prevent her from complications, drug therapy, and surgical treatment if needed. Now, the drug therapy. Pain management. NSAIDs and naproxen to help ease in menstrual cramps. Combined oral contraceptives administered intermittently or continuously. High incidence of side effects and risk of thrombus embolism limit their prolonged use. Seasonal oral contraceptives for 84 days with 6 days tablet-free reduce the menstrual periods to just 4 cycles in a year. Oral progestogens exert an anti-estrogenic effect and their continuous administration causes desudilization and endometrial atrophy. Norethindrone 5 to 20 mg daily or dihydrotestosterone 10 to 30 mg daily. This hormone does not prevent ovulation and is suitable for a woman trying to conceive. Danazol, a synthetic derivative of ethinyl testosterone, mildly anabolic, anti-estrogenic and anti-progestational. 200 to 800 mg daily for 3 to 6 months, starting on first day of menses. Side effects are weight gain, hirsutism, excessive sweating, muscle cramps, depression, atrophy of breast and vaginal epithelium. Aromatase inhibitors. letrozole 2.5 mg, and anastrozole 1 to 2 mg daily for 6 months. Anti-estrogenic and prevent conversion of androgen to estrogen. Should be given with vitamin D and calcium to prevent osteoporosis. Side effects are nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Gonadotropin releasing hormone is administered continuously to downregulate and suppress pituitary gonadotropins. It causes atrophy of endometriotic tissue. The synthetic analog is given in doses of 10 to 20 mg intravenously twice daily. Prolonged therapy over 6 months causes hypoestrogenism and menopausal symptoms such as hot flushes, dry vagina, urethral syndrome, and osteoporosis. Now, RU486 tried at a dose of 50 mg daily for 3 months for reduces pain and delay recurrences. Minimal invasive surgery involves aspiration of peritoneal fluid in cul-de-sac, destruction of endometriotic implants by diathermic cauterization. Chocolate cyst ovary can be excised, laparoscopic breaking of adhesions in pelvis, relief, dysmenorrhea, and pelvic pain. Luna. Laser uterosacral nerve ablation for midline pain. Prolapse of genital tract and bladder dysfunction is noted with Luna. Surgery is indicated when advanced stage of disease detected, large lesion, medical therapy fails or intolerable, recurrence occurs, and elderly parous women. Aims are coagulation of peritoneal endometrial lesions, additional lysis, fenestration, and drainage of a small ovarian endometriomas, diameter cystectomy greater than 3 cm. Laparotomy. In advanced and larger lesion fails, dissection and excision of a chocolate cyst, salpingino-oophorectomy, abdominal hysterectomy, and bilateral salpingino-oophorectomy. Premenopausal women may need HRT after radical surgery. HRT following bilateral ovarian removal in young women may be prescribed under strict monitoring as the risk for recurrence remains. Total hysterectomy and bilateral oophorectomy, women with severe symptoms and those with fertility is not a problem. Combined therapy can be preoperative and postoperative hormonal therapy. Preoperative, monthly for 6 months, reduce size and extent of lesions, soften adhesions, make subsequent surgery more easy and complete. Postoperative hormonal therapy when surgery is incomplete or some residual lesion is left behind. Prophylaxis. Low dose oral contraceptives reduce the menstrual flow and protect against endometriosis. 3 monthly oral contraceptives are convenient to take and effective. Tubal patency test should be avoided in immediate premenstrual phase to avoid spill. Thank you.